This is what surprises a former law enforcement official. About the reward in the Guthrie case. The case has gained national attention. But many questions still remain unanswered. Despite months of investigation, authorities have not publicly identified a suspect. Key evidence has not been fully confirmed. And public pressure continues to grow. Recently, officials announced a reward for information related to the case. At first glance, this may seem like a normal step. But according to a former law enforcement official, this reward stands out for several important reasons. The first surprise is the timing. In most major investigations, rewards are offered after investigators establish a clearer picture of what happened. In the Guthrie case, that clarity does not yet exist. When a reward is announced too early, it can create unexpected problems. People may come forward, not because they know the truth, but because they want the money. This often leads to false tips, conflicting statements, and wasted investigative resources. The former official explains that every tip must be checked, even unreliable ones. This can slow down progress instead of speeding it up. The second surprising element is the message the reward sends. Large rewards often signal that investigators believe someone already has critical information. That person may be close to the case. It could be a witness or someone who has stayed silent until now. By announcing a reward, authorities may be applying pressure without saying it directly. This psychological effect can be powerful. It can push someone to talk, but it can also cause fear, panic, or even misinformation. The third concern involves what happens later in court. Defense attorneys may question the credibility of witnesses who come forward after a reward is announced. They may argue that testimony was motivated by money, not truth. This can weaken a case, even if the information is accurate. So why would law enforcement take this risk? According to the former official, rewards are often used when an investigation reaches a difficult stage, when leads slow down, when public interest fades, or when silence becomes the biggest obstacle. In those moments, a reward can restart attention. It brings the case back into headlines. It reaches people outside normal police channels. And it reminds the public that the investigation is still active. In the Guthrie case, the reward may indicate urgency. It may suggest that time is becoming a critical factor. Memories fade. People move on. And opportunities can be lost. From this perspective, the reward is not just an incentive. It is a signal. A signal that investigators believe the truth is within reach. A signal that someone knows more than they are saying. And a signal that authorities are willing to take calculated risks to move the case forward. The former law enforcement official emphasizes one key point. Rewards do not solve cases on their own. People do. Information, honest witnesses, and verified evidence. Whether this reward will help or complicate the Guthrie case remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. This decision was not made lightly. It reflects pressure. It reflects urgency. And it reflects a belief that the case can still be solved. As the investigation continues, all eyes will remain on what happens next. New tips, new developments, and possibly New answers. Only time will tell whether this reward becomes a breakthrough or a setback.